on, another billionaire blast-off day. Do you see that launch this morning? This morning in Texas, Blue Origin, the company founded by Jeff Bezos, Prime delivered their second group of civilian passengers into space and back today. And guess who was in that rocket? T.J. Hooker himself, William Shatner, was in that rocket. He is now the oldest person ever to go to space. He's 90 years old, which you don't launch a 90-year-old man into space. I mean, his testicles are probably mid-leg already. And put 5 Gs on those, so you could kill everyone on board. That's how Kenny Rogers died, you know. Yeah. But he made it back alive. Bill did. Thank God. Can you imagine if Jeff Bezos killed Captain Kirk? If that then turned to camera and started speaking Klingon to everyone? I wouldn't be the least bit shocked.
Some musicians on board, too. Of course, William Shatner, everybody knows him as an actor. He also sings. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about what we're doing at Blue Origin. Again, opening the door to more people to go to space. Yes, the scientists. Yes, the engineers. But now the artists, poets, singers, DJs. Let's just see what they create coming out of this experience.
Yes, let's focus our efforts on getting more DJs into space. First, we got them all into Las Vegas. Now let's get them to space. Would you go to space if they asked you to, Guillermo?
Yeah, sure.
You would?
Yes.
Really? You would like to?
Yeah, I would love to, yeah.
You would? Really? Wow.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be worried about the risk?
No, I will take a bottle of tequila with me and I'll be fine. No problem.
You're scared of heights. You won't even go up to the top of a building.
I will close my eyes, drink tequila, and that's it.
You won't even... Once we had you climb up a diving board, a really high diving board, and you refused to jump off.
Oh, that's the time I got diarrhea, yeah. But this one I will go.
You know, they keep referring to the passengers on this thing as astronauts, even though the flight lasted 10 minutes. I mean, it was a fun experience, I'm sure, but they're not astronauts. Buzz Aldrin was an astronaut. These people went to space and came right back. Calling them astronauts is like claiming you lost your virginity because you found a Playboy in the woods. It doesn't count. And I know that from firsthand experience. And when they did land back on Earth, they were greeted by Jeff Bezos himself. He got himself a pretty cool suit and opened the hatch. And then, I don't know, this was interesting to watch. Somehow, this was more interesting than watching this thing launch into space, because after the flight, Shatner was trying to take a moment to put his experience into words. And watch this, because I think this is what you act like when you have $200 billion.
You know what the impression I had that I never expected to have is you're shooting up.
Oh my God.
Give me a champagne bottle.
Come here. I want one. I want to hear this. Here. You want a little of this? Hey.
Beaming the hell out of here, Scotty. Now, poor William Shatner. First, no green women in bikinis tried to have sex with him in space. Then he gets iced. He gets blown off by Jeff Bezos. They did finally get a moment together, and Bill was obviously very touched by what he saw up there.
You have done something. I mean, whatever those other guys are doing, I don't know about that. What you have given me is the most profound experience I can imagine. I'm so filled with emotion about what just happened. It's extraordinary, extraordinary. I hope I never recover from this.
Did you guys see that lizard tongue, or was that just me? The whole thing was very over the top. They had a live stream. They had announcers. The announcers for this thing were obviously employees of the company, because it felt less like a rocket launch and more like a North Korean news broadcast.
So this is a pinch me moment for all of us.
You are living our own dreams through you guys. This is what rocket launches are about. It is really exciting, and I'm just happy to be sharing this moment with you, Jackie. We are go for lunch. I am so excited for this crew. I can just imagine Jackie, they are having the time of their lives. So exciting, Jackie, to have sent Captain Kirk himself to space. Wow, that gets me every time. The sonic boom is so cool.
You did it, Commander Bezos. Lord of the skies, we worship at your feet. Impregnate us with your mighty bald babies.
That's Jackie for you. You know, she's. Meanwhile, this is while we're sending people into space for no reason. This is what's happening in North Korea. The state-run media yesterday, I don't know if you saw this. It's fascinating to watch the whole thing. They had this defense exhibition where the North Korean soldiers were performing for Kim Jong Un, doing cartoon-style feats of strength. Wow, that North Korean guy looked a little bit. Halloween is less than 3 weeks away. We have so many decorations at our house this year. We have ghosts and bats and witches. I hate all of it. I hate Halloween, but the kids love it. And they wanted us to start decorating on Labor Day. I thought this was interesting. They did a study. They polled homeowners. They looked at common Google search terms to learn how Americans decorate their homes for Halloween by state. They used the data to make this map, and there are some interesting findings. Utah is the state with the most decorations because I guess they have the most kids. And did you know in Utah, kids come to the door and say, or treat, because tricks are a sin. That's true. The second most decorated state is Illinois. New Jersey was number 3, and number 4 on the list was Texas. Texas also had the scariest decorations, led by this real-life Grandpa Munster, the Cancun Chupacabra, as he is known. Speaking of Texas, last night I mentioned the governor of Texas, Gregg Abbott, signed an executive order to ban vaccine mandates anywhere in the state. So if companies try to have a vaccine mandate, they're not allowed to in Texas. And unfortunately for him, 2 airlines that are based in his state said no way. They're refusing to follow his order. They say American and Southwest say federal regulations take priority, so they're going to continue to require vaccination for their employees, and they will also be providing abortions on select flights. So American, Southwest, United, JetBlue, and Alaska, most of the major airlines have mandates. The only big one that I know of that doesn't have it is Delta, which is not, if any airline should have a vaccine mandate, it's the one named after the variant. But, you know, in Louisiana, they're doing an interesting thing in Louisiana. They're giving out vaccines at the zoo to animals. The Audubon Zoo in New Orleans has begun to vaccinate monkeys, and they're soon going to be administering doses to tigers and otters, too. I would love to have been at the meeting where the zookeepers divvy up who vaccinates which. Dave, you're going to do the otters, and Steve, you're on gorillas. But it's funny that this is happening in a state that has one of the lowest rates of vaccinated humans. It's almost like they gave up and they're like, I guess we give them to the monkeys. I don't know. And while COVID is down here in the United States, they're saying, the health experts are saying that cold weather could ramp things up again as people move indoors. With the holidays coming, we will once again have to choose which we love more, grandma or mashed potatoes. And Dr. Fauci said that now is not the time to become complacent, which means now is 100% the time we will absolutely become complacent. But here in California, they're loosening the rules for the Coachella Festival next year. Coachella, which was canceled last year, will not require proof of vaccination. Instead, you have to get a negative test for COVID and positive test for literally every illegal drug. And a year ago, the idea of going to Coachella seemed crazy, but we've come a long way. And with that said, it's time to visit the ghosts of pandemic past in a new edition of This Week in COVID History.
This week in COVID history, it's mid-October 2020. The president is all better. Time for an unmasked kissy fest.
I'm immune. I could come down and start kissing everybody. I'll kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is.
Holy bisexual, Batman. What's gotten into him?
Well, I don't know what they gave me, but give me some more of it right now. I don't know what the hell they gave me, but I'll take some more of it right now. I don't know what the hell you gave me, but I want some more of it.
Sorry, no refills for you, junkie. Not yet done, Joe Biden holds a pep rally in a parking lot.
God bless you. God protect. Thank you. Which way am I going?
Just follow the nice lady in the nurse's hat, Joe.
Can you imagine if you lose to a guy like this?
Yes, we can! This is not a time for rallies. Some estimates suggest 400,000 deaths between now and the time of the inauguration.
Let's hope Dr. Downer isn't exactly right. Oopsie.
Don't listen to the professional pessimists. The light at the end of the tunnel is near.
Sadly, the light is an oncoming train. Now it's time for Espanol with Senor Pence.
4 more years. Cuatro años más.
And Gringo was his name-o. What a rainbow coalition.
The fact is that I've done more for the black community than any president since Abraham Lincoln. I say it, nobody can dispute it. Nobody can dispute it, it's true.
Laughter is the best medicine, and we're gonna need it. This has been This Week in COVID History.
All right. Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, click the subscribe button. And if you didn't like it, well, you hurt my feelings.